How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good.
Sacovie, when we had a chance to talk to London a couple weeks ago, he mentioned you learning behind Zachariah and how valuable that could be. What was that like last year, and what are some of the things you feel like you learned from Zach?
Just gaining experience. Somebody that played before I got the chance to play. Had a lot of experience from a West Coast offense to come into a Pro Style offense now. And just getting to experience all those older players. I learned a lot from him, Kobe, how Zach runs in and out of his breaks and the speed he uses to change of direction and all that stuff. And how Kobe, just strong, fast, and physical. And I took pieces of parts of their game and just added them to mine.
Yeah, what would be important things looking back at last year's performances for you? What would be important things to address and get better at this offseason for you?
I'll say preparation. Having my body in the right spots when it came time for me to play, and just being ready mentally for when it was time for me to come in and get in the game.
Yeah, I was just wondering how Talon Taylor is doing this year and how he's progressing this spring in the wide receiver room.
Oh, Talon is he's really doing good. He's grown up a lot, and not to say that he wasn't mature last year, but he's grown up a lot. Plays faster. He looks like he knows the offense better. So whenever you know the offense better, you can play a lot faster. You can see coverages better, and you can just read a lot of different things. Know where the soft spots in defense are, and you know how to get open and make people miss and go score.
So Kobe, how has it been for you trying to learn how to? You got an opportunity to play this year, and also feeling like you're one of the older guys in the room now. Just how has that dynamic been for you?
It's helped definitely. Me be more vocal. The past 2 years, I've always sat and watched other people and observed what people got to say, and just watched behind and looked at everything everybody else did. And this year, I got a chance to, I've been in the system for 2.5 years. I'm going on 3, and now I can help those younger guys, play faster. Like, hey, when this guy's playing inside leverage, it's too high safety. It may be 2 men, maybe cover 4. Like, I try to break it down to a standpoint like, hey, it's 2 high safeties. It can either be cover 4 or cover 2. It's 1 high safety. It can be either cover 3 or cover 1. And just trying to break it down for them simpler. And I think it's helped me help them. Like, communication is the best thing that you can do, because not only does it help that person, it helps you too. And we do a lot of cadence Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturday cadence. If I look to him and communicate, that's gonna help me remind myself like, hey, we're going on 2. So communication and just being there for your brother definitely helps.
Kirby was just talking about your love for the game and your joy. Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know. I've always, loved sports, and I just knew I always wanted to do it. And I don't know. I just fell in love with the game at a young age. I guess I watched a lot of my uncles and cousins play. One of my cousins, Tres Fize, he's really good. He played in college, and I just wanted to be like him. Know my uncles, Joseph Williams, he played at Cartersville High School back in the day, and I just wanted to be behind them. Being a kid of your uncles or your older cousins, as a male, as a boy, you just want to be like your older siblings or cousins or family members or whatever, whatnot. So that definitely did it for me.
Sacovie, you played a little bit in your 2 years at Georgia, but what's kept you here? What's allowed you to stay patient, and how hard has that been, staying patient, waiting for your time?
Well, I would say it got hard at sometimes. Sometimes it got hard, but my faith in Jesus definitely helped me. Just understanding that I'm on a narrow path that not many people are on, and my success is going to take a little bit longer than others. And sometimes you just got to let whatever marinate for a little bit longer. And you just got to learn and understand that your story is not the same as everybody else's. And during the season last year, I had a chance to either sit and pout about the situation I was in, or I could learn from it. And I chose to be a man and learn about, hey, how can I get better, and how can I prove to my coaches that I'm gonna be able to play next year, or whenever my number's called, I can help the team out.
I want to ask you what you've seen of Craig Dandridge so far this spring, and what guys do you think fans need to look for that maybe they don't know from last season that you've learned about this spring that you did?
Craig is very explosive. He plays fast. He can adapt to the offense very well, and he plays a lot of different positions, which is going to help him in the long run. NFL scouts want to see you be able to play not just one position, but multiple positions, because, hey, if they got an X receiver, that's really good that they put a lot of money in, you need to be able to play at the slot spot or the Z spot, or you may need to be able to go to running back or something like that. And he's very smart, really, really smart. And then something that I guess he's learned that I've seen from him is just being able to use his releases very well. He's very twitchy, fast. He can get off a release. He knows how to use his feet. He understands what he's good at, and he uses that to his advantage.
So what's the best advice or what's the important advice you got from Coach Coley?
Trusting the process, for sure. Freshman year, he came in, I came in. You know, I got recruited by Todd Monken and B-Mac, and just two new people, me and Nitro, coming in with a new coach. You don't really understand because we really didn't have a connection, but he just taught me, like, hey, if you trust me, like, it'll all work out in the end. And so far, he's kept his word where, like, hey, it's not gonna be easy, but if you work the right way and you work hard enough, it's gonna work out for you. And I bought in. And a lot of great players who y'all know today that play in the NFL didn't really probably start their first 2 years. And there may be a couple people occasionally that come here and do it, but just waiting your turn and understanding that, hey, it takes time. Everything's not gonna happen right now.
Yeah, what are you most looking forward to about G-Day?
Watching the young kids play. You know, I've had my 2 shares of the past 2 G-Days and getting better, and I just really like watching football, you know. And we had a scrimmage last Saturday, and Craig scored, and I believe I wanted to see I was the first person in the end zone, running down there with my helmet on, running fast at him. And I just like seeing them play, you know, seeing them understand and take what they're learning in the meeting room on the field, you know. And it really shows that they understand the offense, they're getting it, and they're able to play.
Yeah, going with that scrimmage, how do you feel like the receivers as a whole played, and where do you feel like this group is with a couple weeks left in spring?
I feel like we're doing well. You know, we can be a lot better as an offense. We can be a lot better as in the receiver room. We're trying to be more explosive, really explosive, and just show that, hey, we're accountable. You know, we not only are we accountable with catching the ball, we're also accountable with blocking. Like, if that safety needs to go get cracked, like, we're the people to do the job. You know, if we need to go dig out a nickel, we're gonna go get that done. And I just feel like when we set the tone, when we're blocking first, like, nobody in the receiver room, like, we're not a liability at all whatsoever. So just saying that our defense, spring game, gotta be ready because we come to block.
Last one for Sacovie.
Sacovie, how do you put your stamp on that slot position? Where obviously everybody knows what Zachariah brought to the table. What do you, as Sacovie White, what do you bring to that role?
I just be me out there, you know. Very explosive. I can attack the ball as if I was 6'5". I can make people miss, but me and Zach are 2 different players, and we play completely different. And kudos to him because he did a lot for us this past year. But I just bring a whole different, you know, mindset and tempo to the game, and I can't really say what I bring because God's given me so many abilities. I don't know what I'm capable of doing until I'm in the moment. And yeah, I'm just waiting and seeing what God has for me in store.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
There you go.